It was June 9th, and it was supposed to be quite a lovely day in Hong Kong. And we would decide to go to Causeway Bay just to go shopping or maybe hanging out for the night after a long day of shooting. As we reached the station, it was flooded with people. It was not just your typical rush hour in Hong Kong. So we decided to go up to the ground level, and what we saw up there was unimaginable. In white shirts, people marched the street of Hong Kong. They were protesting against the extradition law in China. It was supposed to be a peaceful protest. As of this video, the protest has reached the Hong Kong International Airport, shutting it down for over 2 days now. Hong Kong is disappearing itself to the world. Amid the chaos of the Hong Kong protests, there's only one thing that lingers on my mind. This is Lok Fu, 1 week before the protests. You are watching a Cantonese opera festival, but the performers are younger than you thought. It was quite a memorable shoot for all of us. I had a chance to wear a Cantonese opera costume. They call it the costume of the king. I also took this little selfie with the kids at the festival. This is how Stella Ma, founder of Chadok Chang Cantonese Opera Association, preserved the endangered art form. It reminds me of another endangered art form coming from my hometown, Hanoi. This is Kachu singing. You can find a performance like this among the streets of the old quarters. Kachu singing is a Vietnamese traditional song poetry that lives more than 1,000 years old. Song themes range from love and attraction to the beauty of Hanoi's West Lake. While the Kachu singer is performing, she taps out a rhythm on a small bar made of bamboo. Accompanying her is 2 other instruments, a 3-stringed backless lute and a praise drum. Like Cantonese opera, Kachu singing audience are aging and they are declining. But unlike Cantonese opera, they are not well preserved and they are running the risk of disappearing for good, being a part of UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2009. Kachu singing is in urgent need of safeguarding. And like Stella Ma, she found Cantonese opera boring as well when she was young.
I thought it was boring, it was something for my grannies. And for young people like me, of course, we go elsewhere, we do other things. But as we grow old, I eventually find a lot in Cantonese opera. It's a treasure, including many Chinese cultural elements. So I try to go deeper into it. So that's the time when I think, when I was young, I did not like it. So maybe I can do something to convince the young people to love our art form.
Hi, I'm Martin Lau.
Martin Lau is the Dean of Cantonese Opera at the Hong Kong Academy for Performing Arts. Growing up in Seattle, his father taught him Cantonese opera as a way to connect with his origins. Now teaching young Cantonese opera performers, he felt responsible to preserve Cantonese opera.
My place in it is very unique because I spent 20 years in the United States in modern society. At the same time, I'm also a very traditional rooted, as Chinese as you can get in that sense. So I see both worlds. My sense of social responsibility is to be able to pass on my knowledge, pass on the knowledge of all these older generation, the history, to the younger kids. They may not relate to it, they may not relate to it 100%, but they have to be aware of it. I think my role is to be that bridge.
Coming to Canada, my Vietnamese culture felt like an obstacle at first. Like Hong Kong, one country, two systems, I felt trapped between the two worlds. After this trip to Hong Kong, I learned more than just Cantonese opera. Despite that conflicting identity, people like Stella Ma, and especially Martin Lau, who is also an Asian American, are passing the torch of Cantonese opera, the cultural identity of Hong Kong, to the younger generation. Living over 10,000 kilometers away from home, I felt in love and appreciate our rich and diverse traditional art forms of Vietnam, while also embracing the Canadian culture as our traditional forms of entertainment are becoming more alienating and the risk of disappearing. It is our responsibility to preserve and bridge that gap to the younger generation. Thank you for checking out the first episode of Backwards about Hong Kong and Cantonese opera. If you want to check out our 360 video project of Cantonese opera, you can check out the link in the description. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on